This just in. It's time for the wrestling show to take a very cynical look back at representing the WWE and live from the Ford Center in Evansville, Indiana. It's Friday Night SmackDown. Air date November the 17th, 2023. This episode is the road to the Survivor Series, the home of War Games. So, let's go in 1, 2, 1,
2, 3. Lip really loves wrestling. He likes to talk about it too. If you like to watch wrestling like he do, come and join us on the wrestling show. On the wrestling show. On the wrestling show. Baby!
Well, welcome to the wrestling show. I'm your most fickle host, Lip Hazlewood, and this is a very cynical look back at the latest episode of Friday Night SmackDown. But before we dive into the show, just a quick shout out to the non-competitors. That's right, they are the glue that holds the building together, the foundation of the building too. They are very important. First and foremost, representing the general manager, it's Mr. NWA himself, Nick Aldis. Next, getting all the pre-match interviews and backstage scoops, it's usually a team, but today they don't have anybody there today. So we go into the ring, letting everybody know, the ring announcer, letting everybody know who's about to fight and results of such matches. It's the Mike Rome. And of course, the most important part, it's the commentary crew, the play-by-play guys, the hosts, and I even call them the narrators of the whole damn show. They are the team, a three-man team. Now last week, it was of course Corey Graves, taking last week off to be with his wife, Carmella, who's delivered a beautiful baby. So he's there with his family, you know. And last week, it was Kevin Owens taking over the commentating duty, but he got suspended last week for attacking Grayson Waller and, Austin Theory. So this week, we got ourselves a new commentator taking over for Corey Graves and Kevin Owens. It is, oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody. It's Road Dogg, Jesse James. Now, Road Dogg, he's known for his voice, but today, I guess, when he got called, maybe he was partying too much, or maybe someone had punched him in the throat earlier on today. But it looked like he was struggling with the talking. Anyways, backing up, or carrying Road Dogg today, it is, of course, Corey Graves refers to him as KP, but we all know him as the very enthusiastic Kevin Patrick. And rounding off the three-man team is the longtime veteran of well over 25 years. It's Michael Cole. So, without any further ado, let's get started with the show. And we start off big, Damage Control big. Now, Damage Control has gotten larger now. 2 more members have joined Damage Control. So we got ourselves an original 3. It's Bayley, Io Sky, and Dakota Kai. No. And, of course, they're met up with Kairi Sane and Asuka. I'll go to the ring there. Now, it's Bayley talk about the new and improved Damage Control, the most dominant women's group in the SmackDown. But here's the thing. The women's division in SmackDown is pretty bad. There's not many women in SmackDown. And I say this is because Damage Control is almost one half of the roster is in Damage Control. So it's kind of weird that. So anyways, now here's the thing. It's this group here. They call out like there's I guess it's Asuka, she starts talking about some stuff in Japanese, and it's Kairi Sane and Io Sky, so they group together like, oh, they're like a group, like they're like a separate island of their own. Dakota Kai, who apparently is from wrestler to translator, so she doesn't wrestle at all. She's just translating, I guess. And she translates a thing that she says that, you know what, this is not a whole team yet. One person is not involved with damage control. Who is it? Why, Asuka has never officially been introduced into damage control until now. Of course. And they challenge, Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, and Shotzi to a match at War Games. And before anything can happen, Shotzi runs the ring, just runs into the ring there, and tries to take out damage control herself. Now, we all know, like I say, Dakota Kai, she's just the translator now. So, but still, it is 4-on-1. Come on now, Shotzi. I mean, have a better plan than that. Because apparently she was on her own. Until, of course, finally, her tag team partners show up. Bianca Belair and Charlotte Flair. They eventually go into the ring there. But by the time they show up, it's 4-on-2. A 4-on-2. And they get their arse kicked, and eventually they got all thrown out to the ring. Get out of our ring! So right now, Damage Control, they launch all of them out of the ring. They launch Shotzi, Bianca, and Charlotte right out of the ring. And this is the first time ever, I think, in Damage Control history that they've ever taken the ring. Usually when they're fighting somebody else, they get thrown out, and they're shaking their fists. Oh, we'll get you next time! Next time! Whoa! Stuff like that. But this is the first time they take the ring. It's impressive. Wow. So we go backstage, and they need a team for War Games, and they need it by the end of the night. Really? Nick Aldis gives them tells them what's what. Ultimatum, I suppose you can say. You need to get him by tonight. I'm Nick Aldis. So I guess, they got a pickle they're in. A little bit of a pickle. What are they gonna do? They got to find a tag team partner, and since their women's division is so depleted, it's going to be a tough one. So now, our very first match of the night. It is a triple threat tag team match for the number one contendership to, the number two champions, which are, the Judgment Day. And that's Finn Balor and Damian Priest. And speaking of the tag team champions, they're not even there tonight. And they haven't been in SmackDown for a good while. Good couple of weeks haven't been at SmackDown being champions. And speaking of who's also not there as champions, it's Roman Reigns. Takes another week off. 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, but I can see him taking more weeks off. It's what he does. He takes weeks off because he's an absentee champ. So now here we go. This match. Now, I say this. A regular triple threat match is complicated on its own because it's considered a no rules. Because there's 3 people in the match, so it's no disqualification, really. So then they can start using weapons and stuff. It becomes a big fiasco. It's a lot of fun. It becomes a stunt show, really, for the crowd to watch. And I thought, wow, this is a 3 teams in this. Like a triple threat tag team. So it's going to be 3 people in the ring at once. So I'm thinking, okay, so what rules are they going to use in this? Your standard 6-man tag rules, where then if you can tag in an opponent, and they can have to go in the ring, or your opponent can blind tag somebody else in, blind tag themselves in from an opponent. But this match here was not only did they keep it disqualification free, so it was clean. They didn't use any chairs, any illegal objects. It wasn't used. They treated this match, the triple threat match, as a regular tag team match with the third person in the ring. I thought, wow, that's interesting. So they can only tag themselves, their own tag team partner in and out. So I'm like, wow, that's interesting. Now with regular, SmackDown or Raw tag team matches, regular tag team matches, tag ropes really don't matter. Yeah, whatever. But this one here, I think they all been through the NXT ladder, NXT ranks. So the tag ropes actually were used, and used a lot. And this was clean. And this was not just clean, but they made it entertaining, and they made it competitive. This was 11 and a half minutes. I was like, wow. A good match. Now, watching the match in the back is, of course, he's Bobby Lashley watching his Street Profits. And I usually think that, well, this could have been recorded anywhere, because usually they're just watching a square, with a green screen in it, so they can record it anytime and play it anytime they want and put anything on what they want on it at the time. Anyways, is he really there or not? We'll find out later. So in this match was so clean, so crispy clean that there was a move in the match where it could be construed a tag in a regular tag team match, where Elton Prince is about to be either atomic dropped or back body drivered by Bobby Lashley at the what's that, Pretty Deadly corner, and Kit Wilson grabs the legs and throws him down. Now that would be considered a blind tag to some people, but this match did not consider that because he was not holding the ropes. So this match was, like I say, I'm like, okay, that's interesting, because right after that they tag out. Kit Wilson tags in. And tag rope was used. Like I say, this was clean. This was really damn clean, and put together too. Now there was double teaming in there. Obviously, we had the beats the Balor of 10 beats by the Brawling Bruits, the decaying Brawling Bruits, who were in there with the Street Profits as well, Angelo, Dawkins, and Montez Ford. So a big triple threat match. And this was, like I say, if I didn't say that before, the Street Profits versus the Street Profits versus the Brawling Brutes versus Pretty Deadly in this big match. So 3 big teams. I just can't get enough with how great this match was. Almost match of the night. Butch, even everybody's outside the ring at one point. Butch does a moonsault backflip off the second, not the apron, not the first rope, but the second rope. That's right. Now Butch, once he did on the third rope, he thought, nope, that's too dangerous and too scary. Anyways, he crushes down on everybody's there to catch him. The Street Profits and the Pretty Deadly, all there to catch him. So he could have went higher, bigger, but he didn't. But that's okay. That's all right. Second ropes is like, hey, you went off the ropes. Good for you. So here we go. Inside the ring here. This is close to the end sequence, near the end sequence. So we got a big finish. We got Rich Holland on the second ropes. Massive, mediocre suplex on Kit Wilson. Elton Prince blind tags himself in legally. And then when that happens, Kit gets hit with the suplex. He rolls out of the ring there. It's Montez Ford on his side. He goes off with the on top rope with a huge frog splash. This frog splash was from the heavens. This was beautiful. Like he was dropped out of a chopper. He was, paragliding. This guy was, I would say, 2/3 across the ring. Just cleared that, just to crush Rich Holland. He hits, he falls off there. And then, before you know it, it is Elton Prince with one massive leg drop. Beautiful leg drop. I say the leg drops are the worst for your body because you're landing directly on your spine, and that is what you need if you want to walk. But anyway, see, leg drop, big leg drop on Richie, and you think it's over, but no, it's not over. Butch comes in there and saves the day. Now, while he's saving the day, we go backstage again. It's with Bobby Lashley. He's distracted now. It's with B-Fab. She wants to have some personal time with Bobby Lashley. Because, obviously, it's at the Hit Row is pretty much done for. Not pretty much. They're done for. So it's time for B-Fab to move on. And I think this is the next logical step for B-Fab. Is with Bobby Lashley in his private party. Anyways, inside the ring. Things get all jumbled up. The big ending is still continuing. Rich Holland's tagged in there, and he tries to do some stuff. And Butch accidentally, instead of kicking Elton Prince, he kicks Rich Holland directly in the face. Big bro kick right to the face. Oh, was that on purpose? Who knows? Accidents happen. After all, every time they have a segment together, the Brawling Brutes, it's always Butch pushing around or trying to push around Rich Holland. So anyways, the damage, the Brawling Brutes, they're falling apart anyways. When's the last time Sheamus has been around? It's been many, many, many months before we've seen the head of the Brawling Brutes around. Anyways, Rich Holland gets kicked in the face by Butch. He goes down like a sack of potatoes. And then it's Elton Prince throwing out Butch from the ring like a sack of potatoes. And then it's Montez Ford throwing out Elton Prince from the ring like a sack of potatoes. So now it's a 2-on-1. Montez Ford, Angelo Dawkins versus Rich Holland. Rich Holland gets taken with the revelation. The revelation. which is the finishing move, which is Angelo Dawkins has the spine buster, and Montez Ford goes with the flying neck breaker, the neck breaker combo, which is a nice one. And they take out Ridge Holland, loses. And this match was really good match. I appreciated it. And then Bobby Lashley comes out, so it wasn't pre-recorded. He was actually there watching the match. He comes out there, and I guess he's there with his team that just won the big match, celebrating with them. But however, we deal with the Brawling Bruits. Ridge Holland is all upset. He had it up to here, apparently. I don't know. So Ridge Holland, he turns his back on Butch, walking out. I'd say it's not quite. I don't think the Brawling Brutes are done yet. They're either A, they're going to come back stronger than ever, regroup with a different team, like with I don't know, Tyler Bate, Butch, and Ridge Holland make the team. Maybe Tyler Bate can be the Swami that holds the team together. Who knows? I think it's not quite done with the Brawling Brutes yet, but you know what? I think it's done with Shamey, though. Slim Shamey, Sheamus. Anyways, moving on. We go backstage. It's Bianca Belair trying to recruit a team for War Games, and they go to Michin. And then as soon as she leaves, she gets attacked. A 4-on-1. Of course, 4-on-1 because Dakota Kai, she can only translate now. That's all she is. So she gets the old beatdown. 4-on-1. She gets stomped a mud hole. Now she can't compete. I guess she gets put in the hospital. She gets broken bones. So she gets stomped. So now she's too injured to compete in the War Games. Even though they can easily get healed by War Games. Regardless. So then we go backstage, which is very interesting. It's an interview with Dragon Lee and Nick Aldis. And Dragon Lee is very upset with Santos Escobar for what happened between Santos Escobar and Rey Mysterio and the LWO. How he, turned his back on Rey Mysterio. But I think it's Rey Mysterio turned his back on Santos Escobar. And Santos just treating, Rey treating Santos just like Dominic. I always say that. But anyways, so he's upset with Santos. But however, for disrespecting Rey. So he's calling that disrespect. I find Dragon Lee in the same position as Santos like a little while ago. Santos worshipped the ground of Rey Mysterio, would do anything for him. So this is exactly the same position Dragon Lee's in, that Santos would have been in. So he wants revenge. But however, we come down to something that I guess Nick Aldis, he decides to make a match to bring in what's the name? Axiom. So it comes down, it's laid out like this. Axiom is expected. He's expected to lose in this match. Because Dragon Lee is supposed to send a message to Rey Mysterio and the rest of the world. What Lucha Libre is all about. Now, he's not wrong about that, but you know what? It's, wow. So you already know Axiom's going to lose the match because he pretty much laid it out like that. It's like, well, you know what? This is your chance, Or is that a setup? But no. Yeah, it's kind of weird that they did set that up. Axiom, one of the greats of NXT. Anyways, he is still NXT, So we move on. And it's the match between Dragon Lee and Axiom. Now this match was, in my mind, the match of the night. This was Dragon Lee. I think Dragon Lee, he's a championship material. Hands down. Dragon Lee is worthy of a champion. When he fights, he puts 100% in all his matches. He does not skimp with the moves. He doesn't play it safe. He doesn't, he puts in 100% and it shows. His matches are his bumps. He challenges himself. It's like challenging himself with how dangerous of a bump he can do. And his moves, how far he can push the limits. And as you can tell, everything, you can just feel his wrestling abilities. It's great. Now, Axiom, also another top tier performer. He will lay it all on the line. Sometimes a little bit dangerously, But he's got big mind, big thoughts, and for big aspirations for the future. This match, like I say, match of the night, about 10 minutes. Whew. A lot of back and forth. Now, we all knew Dragon Lee was going to win. And he did. But it was Axiom putting on one hell of a fight, showing each one of these wrestlers showing what they can do in the ring. It was really good, really good. Early on, Dragon Lee with a massive tope suicida right over the top rope. I say this is the most complex, technically skilled move to do. Over the top rope, tope suicida. And he crushes Axiom out there. Now, not to be outdone, Axiom has this move as well. Although it's a moonsault, he jumps up to the top rope and with a massive moonsault, he launches himself. Now, it was kind of scary because the way he landed kind of funny. Looks like he might have twisted his knee. He can barely stand up for a second. But I thought, oh my goodness, is Axiom done for? Is he done for? But no. Axiom's a professional. He wasn't too injured. He ended up walking it off, I guess. He literally walked it off. Now, they fight on the top rope. Now, this is the Alberto Del Rio, his corner stomp, where someone's sitting in the corner. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Dragon Lee, they're fighting on the top rope there. Axiom gets up there, and he gets pushed off. He's sitting down on the ropes, and he gets pushed down. It's Axiom's leg was caught in the ropes. Dragon Lee's mind is so quick, and he thinks so much wrestling things, and he understands what's going to happen, what could happen. Someone could get hurt here. So quickly, Axiom unhooks. Dragon Lee unhooks Axiom's leg from the ropes, and then does his double stomp down. I'm like, wow. It was a quick thing, but that was quick thinking because, that could have been bad. That could have been a bad situation for Axiom, Be injured and be treated like a kid somehow. So anyways, Axiom, he gets back in the match, and he has one hell of a standing drop kick. A standing drop kick, which looks like a lot of people, looks like what I guess Becky Lynch would look like, going off the third rope, top rope drop kick. This is as high as a Becky Lynch top rope drop kick. He gets top rope height. His butt, incredible. It looks like he could have been standing. Could have stood on top of Dragon Lee. Amazing skills, amazing athleticism. This match was, great. Now, Dragon Lee, they're bringing back the old, the Brain Buster. The Brain Buster suplex, which is the most dangerous of suplexes. It can go wrong. You can land on your head, and that's it. It's done for. You're done. You're donezo. But only a high-skilled wrestler can take these massive bumps. And Axiom takes the Brain Buster. A beautiful, high on the shoulders Brain Buster. Mm-hmm. This match had everything. Now, we had this move where Dragon Lee tried to powerbomb Axiom. Axiom counters it with the Canadian Destroyer. The Canadian Destroyer. I'm like, what? Wow. What's that? Dragon Lee takes a serious ass bump. Beautiful, beautiful bump. This was, like I said, beautiful move. Now, ended with a roll up. Dragon Lee tries to roll up Axiom. Axiom kicks out. Dragon Lee picks him up. One arm power bomb. Throws him down. It was incredible. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this match. This was huge. This could have easily been a match of the night. I mean, it is match of the night, but it could have been the main event match. Should have been the main event match because this was so much skill. So much. Bravo. Anyways, Dragon Lee goes for the powerbomb and goes for the pin with his feet on the shoulders. A proper pin from a powerbomb. Axiom kicks out. Match goes on. Axiom gets caught with the flying knee lift. Just like Cedric Alexander got hit with it. Just knocks him for a loop. Beautiful, beautiful knee lift. And finishing with his what's that? Inverted DDT. He does a spinning, like a 450 DDT, where he runs up and he gets, he goes to 360, just crushes Axiom. And it's I believe it's the Operation Dragon. He calls it Operation Dragon. Not sure if I like the name, but it doesn't matter what I like or not. But he calls it Operation Dragon, his finishing move. And after that, we got some explaining to do. It is Legado del Fantasma. Although I'm the only one saying that right now. It's Santos Escobar. No, he is Legado. And he's out there, and, he's getting some massive heat. I guess if you backstab Rey Mysterio, you get some serious heat because people just love Rey Mysterio. It's weird, but he's beloved apparently, really beloved. So he's got a message for the audience, for everybody. He says, "Never meet your heroes." Now, of course, he talks about Santos talks about Rey Mysterio being his hero since a childhood. Always looked up to him. He looked him up as a hero, a father figure. But it comes down to it. Dominic Mysterio was right. He's an absentee father. He doesn't care about you, and he cares about himself. It's only about himself. Because he put together LWO. Santos Escobar put together LWO to revitalize his group. And then, of course, like I say, Rey Mysterio made it about himself. And he throws basically Carlos. Not Carlos, what's that? Carlito. Choose Carlito over him. And he's very upset over the whole thing. Cause him he really, after he was attacked. Santos Escobar attacked Rey Mysterio last week and, just crushed his leg. And he's in a hospital right now, and Santos wishes Rey Mysterio the worst of luck. And hopefully your leg might get amputated and you never come back. He calls him selfish, trash. And, of course, we got ourselves Zelina Vega and the rest of, Legado del Fantasma walking. Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde, the OGs of the group. And then we got ourselves a little bit of a confrontation. Zelina Vega comes out to the ring finally. She had enough of the talking about the disrespect of Rey Mysterio, or she figures it's disrespect. And she ends up slapping because, Santos Escobar had enough. It's like, get out of here. Get out of here. You're done. I'm not through with you. We are done, so to speak. And he slaps him in the face. And she cries, she leaves, she's all bawling her eyes. Boo, the family! And then we got ourselves Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde come to the ring. And they console Zelina Vega. And, Santos Escobar gets, "Whoa, you made your choice then and there." And basically, it's called, I think it's true. Right now, Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde, they're like the, what's that? The Lucha House Party. Del Rito, and Lindsay Dorado, and his partner there. Can never remember his name at the time. But anyways, they can. They're like them. They're like they got great talent, but they're underutilized and they don't do anything anymore. And he calls them dead weight. Grand Metalik, and yeah. So, anyways, yeah, my mind's going to every direction now. Okay. So, anyways, inside the ring, it's what's that? Santos Escobar, pretty much getting rid of dead weight. He's, "You guys are dead weight. You guys are useless." So he sends him off. Just gets him out of the ring there. So Santos Escobar going on his own, carving his own path. Before he carves his own path, however, when Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde turn their back and walk out, they get attacked and you get stomped on. No surprise that there won't be any fight put up. 2-on-1. You think 2-on-1, the two would get the upper hand, but Joaquin and Cruz get their ass stomped in. And then, of course, Carlito comes in. And Santos Escobar escapes. And he's, just like last time he left the ring, like, "I'm out of here! Adios!" Sayonara! So he leaves the ring, and he leaves through the, the timekeeper's area into the crowd. So next up, we got ourselves a very big match. It's Grayson Waller versus Cameron Grimes. Now, I figured Cameron Grimes will, in fact, lose this match. Because it's Cameron Grimes. There's no direction for Cameron Grimes. He's not in any storylines. When he left NXT, he left losing. And he was doing nothing in NXT before he went to the main roster. Now he's really doing nothing here. So let's see if he can just be a good match. Because we all know, like I say, Cameron Grimes is going to lose this match. It's just a matter of how. So watching this match, joining ringside, not just ringside, but commentary, it is Grayson Waller's friend and tag team partner, Austin Theory. So he joins the ring there, and it's some good banter there. Austin Theory's not a fan of Michael Cole, and he makes sure that everybody knows it. So this match here goes on. Now, Grayson Waller, his old finishing move was he rolls in the ring there with either a stunner or a flatliner. Usually it was a stunner, then he turned it to a flatliner. So right now he rolls in the ring, he throws the rolling flatliner, hits the Cameron Grimes with it. Now I thought, oh my goodness, is it over now? But no, Cameron Grimes kicks out, so this is no longer a finisher for Grayson Waller. It's like, wow, that's interesting. Let's change up his game. Now Grayson Waller, or Cameron Grimes, he does this amazing move. It's he picks you up for a world's strongest slam, and it pendulum swings you around for a sidewalk slam. It was really nice looking, really nice pendulum sidewalk slam. So here's the thing. It's what's that? Grayson Waller, he rolls outside the ring there. Austin Theory tries to help up, but he gets kicked in the face. He gets kicked in the face for all his worries, for all his troubles. It sure does help a lot. So he get kicked in the face there, but Cameron Grimes his eyes were off the prize, and by the time he sees what's going to happen, Grayson Waller grabs his leg. Now Cameron Grimes is standing on the apron, when he kicked Austin Theory in the face. Then he gets leg pulled and thrown. He gets does like a flip, and just lands hard, baby, on the hardest part of the apron. They slide back in the ring there, and then finally Grayson Waller pulls out the he calls it the the dingo driver, which is basically a front bump unprettier, the greatest unprettier ever. Now Christian Cage designed the unprettier. It's a standard. He just rolls you backwards. He hooks you back to back. He does a flip backwards. Where he hooks you like, double underhook. Anyways, he just flips you back. Anyways, this one here, he does a full front flip over you. This is the greatest move, one of the greatest moves out there. It's beautiful, and it's called, like I say, it's called the dingo driver, and that's the finishing move. Whammo! Cameron Grimes hits the mat with his face, and that's it for the match. Grayson Waller with the obvious win. Cameron Grimes loses because Cameron Grimes is doing nothing really. Nothing happening for Cameron Grimes. He's got to get himself. Maybe got to use some of his own money after his millions. According to the gimmick, he's got millions. He's rich. So he might still hire his own creative team. Anyways, moving backstage, we see a little bit of Bianca Belair trying to recruit somebody else for their team. And it's the petite one herself. The petite one, Zelina Vega. Wearing her boots are hilarious. They look like the ultimate Uggs. She's got like a 9-inch Ugg heel on it. It's hilarious. Because she's so tiny, she needs as much lifts as she can. Anyways, beside the point. She gets asked to be part of the team, and right after, soon as Bianca Belair leaves, she gets attacked. 4-on-1. I believe it was Dakota Kai translating exactly what Io Sky, Kairi Sane, and Asuka was saying when they're beating her up. And of course, Bayley was doing the beating up too. So yeah, that means also, you didn't see any of that. You just see her laying down. Because, she's probably already injured. You can't see the beatdown. So anyways, Zelina Vega can't join the team either. That's almost everybody. So now we go into the ring there. And it's with Paul Heyman, Solo Sikoa, and Jimmy Uso. The first person to turn her back on Roman Reigns. You're too bossy. We need a new tribal chief. So anyways, it's Paul Heyman laying down what's going on, calls out impromptu acknowledgement ceremony. Because for the winner of Crown Jewel was Solo Sikoa. Not just winning, but collapsing the trachea of, John Cena. Now, he calls out John Cena. He wants to call out John Cena if he's here or not. John Cena's not there this evening, and he will never appear in a WWE ring again, apparently, according to Paul Heyman. So this is a farewell to John Cena. And then to carry on, this segment was definitely a time-filling segment. So he starts yapping around about John Cena and getting, throated by Solo, just doing what his job, ending John Cena. And we got ourselves L.A. Knight comes to the ring there. And he talks about, first thing he does, he talks about, well, let me talk to you. And he talks about cause and effect. Roman Reigns is champion only because the bloodline, helps him out. I'd say 95% of the time. Roman Reigns, he needs the help, truly needs the help, and it was acknowledged here that he needs help. So the problem is the bloodline, and LA Knight is a problem solver. So I guess that means is to take out Jimmy and Solo Sikoa, and I guess Paul Heyman. So right now he's going to start with Jimmy Uso. Jimmy! So here we go. Here's the problem. Now, before the match starts, we go backstage, and it is the last resort because there's nobody left. Nobody left in the women's division it's there because the women's division is so depleted in the SmackDown. So, what are you going to do now? Charlotte, you got to make the call. Make the call! So now here we go. We start with we go back in the ring there for the match. It is Jimmy Uso versus LA Knight. And this is the main event match. 10 minutes. This was fun. This was a lot of fun. Jimmy Uso versus LA Knight. Now, before the match starts, it is Paul Heyman. He gets a phone call from, I'm assuming it's Roman Reigns. Could be anybody. Maybe his mom. Says, he's got to go. He's got other places to be right now, and he takes Solo's goal with him. So, yeah, it's going to be a legitimate one-on-one match for the time being. This was under 10 minutes, a little bit under 10 minutes. This was a match. It was fun, a lot of fun. That's all I can say. So now, in the ring here, now, LA Knight has a thing he does, a typical move of, LA Knight, where he takes you outside the ring and dribbles your head off the commentating table like a basketball. The fans love it. It's hilarious. They all laugh and cheer. So he bounces. They spend a lot of time outside the ring there, about 40 seconds outside. At least I think about 40 seconds because they go to commercial break. He bounces his head off. They're outside. He bounces his head off for a long time. And he throws Jimmy Uso over top of the commentating table. And then he poses on top of the commentating table. And then that's when I thought, I guess we should just go to break now. They're not going to, whatever. Who cares about the rules of a regular wrestling match? I mean, LA Knight not once decided to roll into the ring there to break a count, which is probably not even happening. It's so sad. Anyways, now here's a move here. LA Knight's another patented move he does. Now they fight on the second rope there. LA Knight tries to get a suplex off the second rope. But he gets pushed off, and then LA Knight usually jumps on the top rope to do a superplex off the top rope, a beautiful superplex. So I thought, is this going to happen? Is this going to transpire? They jump on the second rope there. LA Knight gets pushed off the second rope, and then he jumps onto the top rope there. But LA Knight gets pushed off the top rope as well. Jey Uso tries to jump off the rope, and he misses LA Knight. Now this is the end sequence here now. They scuffle a bit. LA Knight tries to go for the blunt force trauma, doesn't get it. Jimmy tries to go for a super kick, misses the super kick. LA Knight spins Jimmy Uso around, hits him with the blunt force trauma, knocking him out. Getting the 1, 2, 3. And after the match, that's when things go upside down. Solo Sikoa runs, gets to ringside there. Distracts, LA Knight. And then Jimmy Uso attacks from behind. Then it's a 2-on-1. What's that? Jimmy attacks from behind. Next, you know what? Yeah, it's 2-on-1. They try to put LA Knight through a table. Some bad stuff. But however, LA Knight has some help. Some serious help. More than one. Royal family, baby. And this is one of them. Who is it? But a man. From Raw, it's Cody Rhodes. So he went down to the ring.
I got a rumbling in my bowels, and I think I'm gonna blow. There's a bathroom stall, I'm finally here. The toilet's there, I'm about to blow. I ate 5 tacos before the show. Shut the door and I sit down on the throne. Oh, whoa, I was never potty trained when I was younger. My father was never there. I did a poo today, don't have to do lingerie.
Anyways, Cody Rhodes. Now, he's Monday Night Raw. Now, I don't often play his song on SmackDown, but, when I can, I do, because who doesn't love Cody Rhodes' theme song? It's great! Anyways, everybody can sing along to it. So Cody Rhodes comes down to the ring, and he starts attacking everybody. He saves LA Knight from a butt kicking of a lifetime. Now, what's going to happen? Now, Nick Aldis, he fined Jey Uso for coming to SmackDown. Fined him like $10,000, he says. So what's going to happen? And kicks him out, of the stadium. So what's going to happen now? Is Cody Rhodes going to get fined by Nick Aldis? Nope. He just, can you please leave now? That's it. But I'm Cody Rhodes. Yeah, well, I'm not fining you. I'm just asking you to leave. No escort or anything like that. So yeah, Nick Aldis just asked Cody Rhodes from Raw to leave. So that's nice. Cody Rhodes, no fine. But today's not over. We got ourselves a problem where we need a final member for War Games with Bianca Belair, Shotzi, and Charlotte Flair. They all head to the ring there, and they're going to announce who's going to be part of their team. Who's going to be part of their team? So Charlotte Flair grabs the microphone. She's talking about stuff, but it has an announcement. A partner. But here's the thing. Damage Control comes down to the ring. And why? They're talking about, it was a big talk, Talk about, there's nobody left here. You're not only not gonna make the War Games, but you're not gonna make it out here alive. And then that's where we find our last person in the ring there. Their partner comes up, and it's actually Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch joins the team. So it's Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, Shotzi, and Becky Lynch from Monday Night Raw. That's right. So will, Nick Aldis come in there and charge her for being in the wrong show? Because, you just can't call anybody willy-nilly from another show and just like, we need your help over here. You need to have proper authorization by the general manager. It's like, listen, we want this. We need this so-and-so from the show here, not on the show. So you got to talk to Nick Aldis, and you got to talk to Adam Pearce. You got to set something up to make it legit. But no, it's ridiculous. So we got the big ending of the match. It's going to be a big 4-on-4. Damage Control versus, Damage Control, of course, being, Dakota Kai, Io Sky, Kairi Sane, Asuka, and Bayley. So they all fight. Big finish there. And then they all fight outside the ring. And then Charlotte Flair and Io Sky, they do their big moves. Asuka does a big on top rope. She's seen what Butch can do on the second rope. So she goes on the top rope, does a massive moonsault, backflip, crush a little bit Bayley. And the other side's Io Sky doing her, her moonsault and crushing everybody else. That's right. So it turns out the people standing are Charlotte and Io Sky looking face to face, and then they battle on. They battle on until SmackDown goes off the air. That's right. So big ending to SmackDown. Looking forward to the big old Survivor Series. War Games. So anyways, that does wrap things up for this episode of SmackDown and concludes the wrestling show. Now, if you stuck around to the very end of our show, for our podcast listeners, know that I hold a very special place in my heart just for you. But fear not, for everybody else, YouTube land. Stay tuned for another episode of All Wrestling Show. I've been your host, Lip Hazlewood, saying I'll see you on a flippity flop.